Tell me one good reason why I should try continuing to fight it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Techie Game. So this is a video that I haven't done in 3 years. What's up guys, and welcome to my mid-2017 graphics card buyer's guide. So today I'm gonna help you guys in buying a graphics card. So yeah, welcome to my graphics card buyer's guide early 2020 edition. So to some or most of you who weren't able to take advantage of the holiday sales, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or maybe even clearance sales, to those of you who weren't able to buy their own graphics card for maybe an upgrade or a new gaming PC build, then this video is definitely for you. Also, my focus here is to get the best value you can get for your money, so aesthetics is the last thing on my mind, so let's get into it. So far, the used market is your choice when you're in a budget but still looking to get great value from maybe something like a GTX 1070, RX 570s, or 580s. You're already getting great value for less than 10,000 pesos. You can search from various places like the Facebook Marketplace, Tipid PC, Carousel, or even at Lazada. So used GPUs have been showing up at Lazada like this Asus GTX 1070. Now I know the term GPU is mainly used to refer to the GPU die or the chip itself to some of you who want to get technical, but just so I don't need to say graphics card every time, then I'm just going to say GPU. Buying from the used market can be pretty exciting, of course, but with buying used GPUs comes the risk of it failing or maybe even dying after a while of using it. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that sucks with buying used. Of course, you won't have that 1 or 2 year warranty like with buying brand new. A few things to take note for buying used GPUs. So one is to make sure that the seller gives you at least 2 weeks of personal warranty for peace of mind. 2 is they allow you to at least test out the unit before buying it, maybe at their house, although some sellers just give you a 1-week replacement or refund if they won't give you the chance to test out the GPU. 3 is to make sure that you're not buying something that was used for mining. So a few red flags if a GPU was used for mining is if the seller has more than 2 of the same GPU, if the GPU is from 2 to 3 years ago like AMD RX 400 GPUs or NVIDIA 10 series GPUs. The seller can indicate in their ad that it was or wasn't used for mining, but of course take that with a grain of salt and use your gut feel for that. And number 4 is just read the ad carefully. See if the ad has all the information that you need, like the date of purchase, if it still has a warranty, the seller's reason for selling. See if the ad is written properly with correct spellings and grammar. In the end, nasa inyo naman kung masama kutob nyo sa isang ad. And to get the most performance out of these GPUs, I'm assuming that you have at least a quad-core CPU and 8 gigs of memory. But ideally, to reduce bottlenecking, you'd want at least a 6-core processor like an Intel i5-8400 or R5-1600, excluding AMD's FX series processors as those were terrible. And no, wag kayong masyadong concerned sa bottlenecking mga kuya. Please lang, as long as you're getting solid performance from your system and you're happy with it, then just enjoy playing. Also, you have at least a decent 500-watt power supply. So to start off with the used market, we have an RX 570 4GB or 8GB variant for around 3,500 pesos to 5,000 pesos. Now I know that you could also go for an RX 470, but those were most likely used for mining, so as much as possible, stay clear of those. As far as performance goes, to me the RX 570 is the best value right now for 1080p 60fps max settings in most AAA titles. And no, you shouldn't buy a GTX 1650 for 7,000 pesos. Next up is the RX 580 4GB or 8GB variant, but with the 580, ideally go for the 8GB variant, especially for games like RE2, which actually take advantage of more VRAM. So this should cost you around 4,500 pesos to 8,000 pesos, which I know is a huge gap, but that's just how the 8GB variant costs. So with the 580, you'll be able to easily get over 60fps, 1080p max settings for most AAA titles, and even a solid 60fps 1440p max settings in some games. Next is the GTX 1080 for 14,000 to 17,000 pesos, depending on which brand and model you're going to buy, but of course, just go for the cheapest model you can find if you don't really care about aesthetics. So if you want to get approximately the same performance of the regular RTX 2070 for way less money, obviously you won't be getting ray tracing, but if ray tracing is just an afterthought, then the GTX 1080 is still a solid GPU for 1440p or even 4K in some games, as long as you don't mind lowering the graphics settings to achieve a solid 60fps. So moving on to buying brand new, so obviously here I still recommend just going for the cheapest model you can find from brands like PALIT, ZOTAC, His, XIFX, and SAPPHIRE. So for me, the best brand new value GPU you can buy right now is the GTX 1660 Super, specifically the PALIT GTX 1660 Super Storm X for just 11,660 at PC Hub. Of course, I made a benchmark for this with my 1660 Super. You can check that out if you want. But basically, you're getting rock solid performance at 1080p over 60 FPS at max settings, and even at 1440p, a solid 60 FPS in most AAA titles. Next up is the RTX 2060 or RX 5600 XT for about 16,000 pesos, also at PC Hub. Now, I wasn't originally planning on recommending the RTX 2060 at all, but seeing as the ZOTAC RTX 2060 Dual is basically the same price as the Gigabyte 5600 XT, then why not pick your poison? Although if you're more on the creative side and content creation like video editing and streaming, then of course go for Team Green, as CUDA acceleration and NVENC encoding just works great. Other than that, these two cards perform almost the same, trading blows in different games, and just a solid option for 1440p gaming, and even a solid option for 1080p over 100 FPS in most games. And lastly is the RX 5700 XT, specifically the MSI RX 5700 XT Mech OC for 22,690, which is just a solid GPU for 4K gaming at 60 FPS in most AAA titles. I mean, yeah, the fact that you can get a solid GPU for 4K gaming at this price is just a steal. Although if money isn't a problem for you and the bottomless bank account mo, then go for an RTX 2080 Ti. Gusto mo i-SLI mo pa. At sorry siguro kung sinayang ko oras mo. But yeah, that's going to do it for my early 2020 graphics card buyer's guide. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. Iiwan ko yung mga benchmark videos for the GPUs I mentioned in the description and comments of this video. The same with the product links if you want to buy them. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you feel like you have to, consider subscribing and turn on notifications to be updated on my latest videos. My next video is going to be my review of the Realme C3, so stay tuned for that. As always, bookmark and use my Lazada affiliate link if you're buying at Lazada, and donate to my PayPal also to support the channel. Like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter for other updates and announcements. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!
Ain't nobody quite like you, got me falling through and through. Straight to the top, I'm tumbling. My roller coaster's rumbling.